So here we go with a replacement door handle on a composite door, pretty much the same as a UPVC door. So as you can see, the handle isn't returning to the normal position. The cassette lock works fine, but this is not happening at all. So what we need to do is pop this off. Obviously on the outside there's no screw heads. All the screw heads are always on the inside for security. What we have done is purchased a replacement handle or pair, outside inside. So we're going for chrome again. These are off eBay. They come with the spindle and the securing bolts or screws. Different, I think these ones got different lengths possibly. Anyway, so this lock here, obviously we've got a bolt underneath the handle and one at the bottom. Many of these, the bolts at the top and one at the bottom, so that's something to bear in mind. Also, the thing to bear in mind is the measurement from where the spindle goes, which is in here, to the centre, or the centre of the barrel itself. So you've got to get this measurement right. I think this is 92, I think they term 92 PZ. And the other measurement obviously is the distance between these two fixings where the bolts go. This one I've got, the only thing is it's slightly wider, but that shouldn't matter at all. We're just making sure that we're hooked into the existing holes and barrel of the lock. So let's take a look at getting this off with a Phillips screwdriver. This isn't too difficult. Obviously hold the one on the outside when you're doing this, because if you unscrew both the bolts, we might end up reusing these if the others are too long, which I suspect they might be. So we'll just drop those on the floor. And that goes the same for the spindle. The spindle may be the incorrect length, and that, well, that's definitely, it's huge. We're not going to cut that down. So as long as the old one fits, we'll put that in. Right, so I'm holding it. There's our spindle coming out. There. And we should be able to just take that off the other side. So in here, I've already looked at these. It obviously has the spring mechanism like the replacement. The replacement, you can buy this replacement spring mechanisms inside the handles, but this is a manufactured specific, and I couldn't find these. It's not the actual springs that are gone, it's the mechanism on the spindle handle. So yeah, we just thought buy new handles. They're not that expensive, they're about £20. You could, I'm probably going to keep the one that's working because we've got the same handles on the back door as the front, so I'll keep one as a spare. But let's see if my measurements have stacked up correctly and the new one will work, or will fit, sorry. Just going to take these out of their protective. We're going to take that spindle. So that's the old spindle. I just pulled it out. Let's have a look so you can see it. Yeah. So we just pulled that out, a bit greasy, but right. Let's have a look. So we need that to go through the hole, and we need this barrel to fit through here. So that works fine. Now obviously you can see here, this is the outside one because it's got no holes for the bolts. So we're going to put that on the outside, and then again obviously we need to flick the handle around because otherwise we're going to have the handle pointing that way, which is no good. So we're going to turn that around and we're going to push that in. There we go, that's pushed in. Once again I'm going to hold it. Right, this is my other one. The spring mechanism's just popped out, which is going to happen in the real world. So let's have a look. These are pretty simple things to work out, he says. Maybe he shouldn't have said that. So yeah, there's two lugs there. get those in the centre of this spring fitting. Spring fitting goes up that way, so that's looking pretty good. Then we just turn it around, hold the one outside and push in. So we've got some kind of fitting there. Right, let's have a look. You see what I mean by the length of these things? I don't really like cutting bolts down, they don't tend to go back in properly. Yeah, they look too long. Let's have a look at the old ones. Yeah, we can see there that that is probably way too long compared to the old. So we're going to use the old. Just checking this packet, make sure. They seem to have supplied four bolts when we only need 2, which is odd. It's a shame. I think what they're supposed to do is supply shorter ones and longer ones, and they've just put the longer ones in. It might be why they were so cheap off eBay. I think it's about £20, something like that, for the handles. So yeah, we're going to use the old ones. The diameter of the thread is exactly the same, that's no problem. So let's get those. He says. That's it. Make sure that's seated properly on the outside. There we go. I could be wrong. I think I am wrong. Probably too short. The thickness, I think the handle thickness is slightly more. Right, let's take one of the new ones and try and pop that in. But I think it's way too long. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that's tight. We're going to have to cut these, which is what I didn't want to do. Probably hacksaw these, or maybe use the angle grinder. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Let's have a look at the old one. I think if I went back online, I can probably get hold of the shorter. If you're doing this yourself, you can probably buy these quite easily online. I'll go back to the person that supplied me the lock. Not the lock, the handles. Yeah. Right. Let's go crazy. Let's get the angle grinder going. You need to be a little bit careful when you leave the door without any handles, obviously, because pushing it shut, unless you've got the key, you're going to have a bit of a problem getting in. So what I would advise is you leave it the spindle. We're just going to, because we want the other spindle, we're going to use the new one just in there, just in case anyone pulls the door shut, because yeah, you will be locked out. So bear that in mind. You would need to get like get the old handle on there as well. Alternatively, just put all the old stuff back on. Right, let's go and cut this up with the angle grinder. Right, we are in the garage and we're at my messy workstation. Okay, so these, let's make sure I can see me. So these are the old fixing screws, bolts, who cares. These are the new ones. We need this slightly longer. So what I'm going to do is just mark probably about there. This. You can use obviously a hacksaw for this, but let's get some pyrotechnics on the go. There. That's one. That is not overly pretty. It probably will work though. So we've got slightly more length on it. I'm just taking the tip off really. And let's go again. Right, we're back again. So we've got these. So let's just check. Let's just see. Yep, that one's right. And that one's alright. Working back and forth. That's fine. Okay, so we got the, let's check, that's the inside. Get rid of that. Could have cut it down, but it's pointless. Push it back on. We want the outside one. We hold the outside one on the inside so we don't drop anything. Just put that screw on. A screwdriver. These don't need to be on mega tight. OCD, we just line up the Phillips screw heads and there we go, that is it. It's about as exciting as replacing a door handle things can get. You probably, because you've been touching all the spindle and stuff, you might have like black grease on your hands. Just get baby wipes, a lot more effective than washing your hands. Baby wipes and then wash your hands, and also wipe down the handle as well, but that's quite nice. So that is how to change a door handle on a UPVC composite door. Thanks for watching, don't forget to rate, subscribe, and I'll see you on another video. My appetite, don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just
up my appetite. Don't leave me